I've never put a shift knob on. Okay, well, that's one way to do it. Probably not the correct way. Hey guys, Shelby here. Thanks again for watching as we continue to put some videos on the channel. We are focusing on this guy today, or tonight. It's actually a little late. Got to ride today twice, which is super cool. It's getting a little warmer out here in Boise, and so that's awesome. So, what did I get today? Let me show you. All right, this is going to be epic. Let me show you here what we got from Raceseng. For those of you that don't know, these guys make some awesome parts for the Porsches and even more amazing boxes. This has got to be one of the coolest packaging setups I've ever seen. So let's check it out. Actually, a little decal, throw that on the car. They got the download your installation guide, which I'm gonna go ahead and show you step by step. For those of you that may not know, you might get a little hint what we got going on. Let's check this bad boy out. It's heavy, which is what it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. This is gonna look so sick with the car. A little bit of gold accent for the interior, give it some flair. Let's check this thing out. Weighted shift knob. It's the Rondure. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. There's the all the specs on it. I got gold translucent color, weighted knob, just to really help with the short shift. I got the numeric short shift kit on there. And man, I mean, this thing, it's got some weight to it. Let's see. It's gonna feel good. All right, so first things first, we wanna go ahead and get the boot removed so that we can access taking the stock OEM shift knob off and remove the clamp below. So let's go ahead and do that first. And in these, you can actually twist the lock ring sideways, counterclockwise until it's loose, and kind of wiggle this thing. Maybe actually it's clockwise. Yes, clockwise. Okay, well, that's one way to do it. The whole thing came out, so that's good. Probably not the correct way. You want to go ahead and pop these front tabs off. They're positioned like this, and you can use either a interior tool to pry them up and pop these tabs out of these locking holes that are found around there. Luckily, mine are all still intact, amazingly enough. Well, that's one way to do it. Let's go ahead and take off the locking piece down below. And there we've got the numeric short shift kit installed here. We're going to take this off from the boot here. Let's see. There you go. Twist counterclockwise and pull this thing out. Still got the plastic accessory inside. What we'll do is, I believe we'll take this out. We'll just pop it off inside out and just pops off. So there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and install this component back into the boot and figure out how this works. All right, so we want to go ahead and put the shift boot back into the setup here. Let it just set on there. And then what we're going to want to do. All right, so be sure that you keep the OEM parts in case you ever want to reinstall them. I've never put a shift knob on, so I'm learning as I go, to be honest. The directions are on their website. They come with a little QR code, but for however clear you can make directions, I'm not very good at following them. So I'm gonna go ahead and fiddle with this to make sure that I'm doing this right, and maybe you guys can help me out. All right, so I've snugged up the set screws just a little bit so that they're held in place, and then just kind of position the shift knob where I'd like it. And then I'm gonna use the lock ring with the wrench, adjustable wrench, to really anchor it down. And we'll put the boot on and then cinch her up. So we'll go from there. We'll slide the boot back on. Keep it fairly loose, as we'll want the shift knob to come up in. Tighten it on. All right, then we'll take the adjustable wrench and we'll slide it over, tighten it down a little bit, and cinch this thing up to the knob. Not too tight, but just snug. Once you have the lock ring snug up to the shift knob, then you'll want to make sure that your shift knob is all straight. And then we'll want to go ahead and tighten some of these set screws, and just to make sure that you have some Loctite on them as well. And snug them down, not super tight, but enough. Once you have all your set screws snug with some Loctite on them, we'll pull down the boot and set her back in place here. Let's see, we'll set the backs in first, then the sides, then the front, and everything should be in place. There you go. Got her set up. Man, the weight is massive difference. So that is wonderful. Looks pretty good. Matches some of the wheels. I'm an amateur installer, so don't make fun of me too much. Everything looks like it works. All right, so after my amateur install here, let's go ahead and check it out and just kind of see how it looks. There she is. Looks sweet. It's gonna look better in the daylight tomorrow. I'll do another follow-up video too of how it feels with the weight in the hand. I can already tell just plain in here that it's a lot better. And yeah, so we'll check it out. All right, so started her up. Do a little walk around. Top gear exhaust. And we'll do the weighted shift knob. Test drive, try it out. You can definitely tell, like, it's just way different when you throw the knob back and forth. So go ahead and see how this thing feels. It just feels so much nicer. The stock shift knob feels, in comparison, just so cheap. This is so smooth as it drops in. It's pretty sick. I like it. Nice. Smooth. Shift knob's a little higher too, so I kind of like that. It's a little bit closer to the steering wheel. over the stock one for me. And the weight just makes it so much better as it drops into gear, so. All right, I just absolutely have so much fun with this little car. It's pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to do some more videos. I got some changes coming on the car here shortly, so stay tuned. And yes, I know she needs paint correction. We'll get there. All right, so all in all, the Raceseng shift knob, the weighted shift knob is sick. This thing, it just feels solid. I feel much more comfortable and less, I guess, work putting the shift knob into gear. It sounds so stupid, but it's true. It's just effortless. It just falls right into the gear and it goes with the motion of the shift. Instead of me having to pull or push it, it just kind of falls into gear. And it's a little bit taller than the stock setup, just marginally. You can set up the spacing so that it's higher or lower, so adjust it to your comfort, and it's a no-brainer. It definitely transforms the way the car feels, so definitely recommend it. And yeah, the guys over there are super cool. Their website is super easy to use. The install directions are really good considering how bad I am at doing it yourself. So yeah, keep that in mind. Check them out, order your custom knob, and we'll see what happens next. Stay tuned, some cool stuff coming. Like I said, I keep saying that in the video, but yeah, we're doing a lot of changes to the car. Well, not a lot, but some significant ones, and she'll be coming along.